Escalante River is down there. We are going to head up Pine Creek, which I'm not sure if it's there or there. Head up Pine Creek a little bit, but then we're going to climb up on these cliffs to go on the Boulder Mail Trail. We're going to check out the Natural Bridge, Mamie Creek, and then keep going on the Boulder Mail Trail to Death Hollow. Oh, excuse me. And we'll take Death Hollow down to the Escalante River and back to form a triangle. Should be about 22 miles. Not really sure how long it's going to take. Where are we going? Not there. Is this it? The Escalante River does not seem to be flowing very much. This is the river, I'm pretty sure. Huh. Well, there you have it. The mighty Escalante. Right here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Escalante River. This is Pine Creek. It's got more water than the Escalante. Of course, once it meets the Escalante right here, then the Escalante would have more water, but... So we're gonna climb up at some point on these cliffs. I'm not exactly sure when, pretty soon. The next half mile or so, Just started the climb up at a Pine Creek down there. Up, I don't know, not far, 150 feet. First, actually steep climbing though, so going up. This will be nice. I want to get on rock. I'm tired of sand. This isn't too bad of an ascent. It's steep here, but you only gain 1,000 feet over 2 miles almost, so that's pretty tame. I think we'll have up and then flat, then up and then flat, stuff like that. Looks like we're already hitting a flatter part, so getting some views. I'm gonna wait for Jeff. We've crested the first 500 feet. Little flat stretch, even a little downhill now. This is the view out. Got another half the climb left, and then it should be pretty smooth sailing. This is a pretty cool canyon, if you call it that. We just descended a little bit, and now we're walking along. I like this. I love this slick rock. Just love walking on it, navigating on it, climbing on it, you name it. Look at that nice little sand path through there as we get off the slick rock spawning here. Just got to be careful when it's super steep that you don't twist an ankle going down. If you go down too steep of an angle, your ankle could, twist. Too much overturning force. Trying to spot the cairns ahead. I got a couple. All right, we're working our way up this slick rock thing for the second half of our initial climb, which basically is going to be over, I think, over half the elevation gain of the whole hike. It's going to bend us back right now on this ledge. Working our way up. So we came over where you see that rock formation. We came over that saddle there. About 3/4 of the way up the initial climb. For some reason I thought this section looked cool. It was just straight up this thing. Nice and steep. Oh, very steep. Eldon slab steep. 2,000 feet a mile steep. Up. That's it for now. Starting a very gradual descent from our high point here. You can see out over all the country we're going to be walking through. Somewhere out there is Mamie Creek. Somewhere out there is Death Hollow. Came from up there. Slick rock hiking at its finest here. You can see the cairns marking the way down below. The weather's gorgeous. Obviously blue skies, not a cloud in the sky, but there's wind. It's probably, I don't know, 60 degrees. It feels fantastic, maybe even in the 50s. And then when we get in the canyon, we should be in shade for some of it. It might be a little warm down on the Escalante River in the afternoon, but so cool. Trail's incredibly well marked too, by the way. Cairns everywhere. I was thinking I was gonna have to navigate through all this, but nope. There's Jeff. We've entered this big valley that's gonna be all sand. We're about halfway from the high point to Mamie Creek, maybe a little over halfway. We're probably 4.5 miles in on the day, I'd guess. I haven't filmed in a bit. We're about a mile further. We are on our final little descent here to Mamie Creek, which is going to be that drainage in front of us, which looks big from here. So we're at about 6 miles in. We'll be down at Mamie at 6.5 or so, a little less maybe. Hit Mamie Creek here. There's actually some puddles of water. There's actually a pretty big pour off here, so I'll have to just climb down over there, which is easy enough. But large sand pit, a little bit of water left still, so I have to go down the creek 0.8 miles to find this natural bridge. So I'm going to see if Jeff wants to go with me or plow on, and then I'll just catch up to him, because there's about to be a 500-foot ascent up somewhere up that way, I don't know where, to crest and then drop down to Death Hollow. We're walking in Mamie Creek. There were some pour-offs that I had to find a way to climb around. Didn't take a lot of time, but I couldn't just walk in the creek bed is what I'm getting at. Some couple big pour-offs. Oh, we found it. It is pretty lame, if you ask me. It's a cool shape. I've never seen a natural bridge or arch that's like a big door. So that's cool. Oh, look, and you can just walk. Well, you're gonna hit a pothole, but you could skirt around it, so you could keep going. That might be a keeper. If you got down in there, I don't know, the walls might be too slick to get up, so that's sort of cool. So cool, I get some cool pictures. I might get a picture from the other side. Oh yeah, I could just go right here. Perfect. That left side was gonna get a little tight. See what's down here. Another big. Oh yeah, so it'd be tough if we were to keep going to follow this down to Death Hollow. I don't know how I would get down here. It'd be a little challenging, to say the least. There it is, probably better viewed from this side. Whew. Climb out of Mamie Creek, super steep. Now it keeps going up here. Woo! I was hoping I could just bend around, I guess not. That was real steep for the last couple hundred feet. We only have like 500 feet total to climb. This is probably the steepest part of this trail so far. No joke. No joke. It's okay, it's slick rock, which I like. Trying to find the next cairn here. I don't see one over there. There's one. Yeah. We gotta go up there, I think. Whew. All right, I'll check in when we have a view from the high point. Beep. We're on the descent into Death Hollow. It hasn't been that steep so far. I thought it was going to be super steep, but still plenty to go. You could always follow that wire if you get lost too. Wire always ends up back by the trail. So it's down in front of those cliffs you see. That's going to be Death Hollow there. Well, we see the bottom. There's Death Hollow down there. It's a nice little green area where there's a bend in it. You can see the greenery weaving through these cliffs. So I don't know if it's this or it's through that steep crack. I could check the map and figure it out, but these are some pretty impressive slick rock domes around here for sure. Welcome to Death Hollow. Not down yet, but just came to this little lookout point to see it. Pretty cool. So I don't think I explained before, the Boulder Mail Trail used to take mail like by mule or horse or donkey or whatever pack animal to Boulder from Escalante before there was a paved road there. It was the last town in the US to receive their mail like by car and paved road. So I can't imagine how a pack animal would be able to do this trail. Like I don't see it at all. This was carefully like blasted or something. These switchbacks into the rock. This is not. Everything else has been natural, just up and down slick rock. But this was, you can tell this part was actually made somehow. But Boulder's at about 6,700 or 6,800 feet elevation. So basically like Flagstaff. And it was chilly last night eating dinner. If you have not eaten at the Hell's Backbone Grill, you need to. It's an amazing restaurant. It's the second time I've been there. There was like 30 or 40 people waiting when we got there at like 5:30, but then some party at 20 canceled, and so all of a sudden they sat us immediately, which was nice. First leg of the journey is complete. We are into Death Hollow, and it's flowing extremely. I'm not extremely. That's pretty good flow. I mean, that's like foot deep or more in some sections. So, wow, beautiful. Now we have 7 or so miles in this, but it should be pretty easy walking, but it might be sandy. And we might need to get wet. So, can't wait. Hollow crossing. Oop. My balance isn't very good sometimes. It's a pretty deep pool. Well, I've done a wardrobe change to old running shoes and neoprene socks, and we're in the water. And I guess we're gonna stay in the water until it gets too sketchy to, which it probably will plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let my pants get wet because I feel like they're going to at some point. You wanna stay in? It's actually not very slippery. I thought it would be. I thought this would just be like ice. I guarantee I'm gonna eat it one of these times and fall down. All right, Death Hollow. What do you got for us? We're staying on the banks now, just crossing. This makes it a lot easier. Nice little campsite here, maybe. So it's really not bad, and it's overcast too. It's not too hot. So we're slowly but surely making progress. Confluence, Mamie Creek with Death Hollow. Ooh. We should probably hop up here then. New waterfall. Hey. Another waterfall. Death Hollow is getting a little more interesting. Starting to look like the Zion subway or something. Yeah, this is cool. Definitely cool parts. This might get a little deep at some point. And surprisingly, the rock, of course I slipped one time, but for the most part the rock is not slick. I would think this would be really slick, but it's not. Might be getting a little dicey right here. Can you skate with that? Now there's a sand ridge in the middle. You can try. Yeah. Man down, man down. How'd this way work? That way works fine. There's the sand bridge. Yeah. Oh, lucky. be slippery. Glad the sun's out. I needed the warmth after being in the water for so long. Getting a little chilly. I think that's probably the end of the interesting section here. I'll check in further down. Fish! I've seen some nice trout in the river, or in the creek, or whatever this is. And most of the walking now is in the water. There are no paths, as you can see. We're walking between cliffs. But it has widened out, so it's gotten a little, it's not very deep. It's only like ankle deep. So it makes it pretty easy to move fast. When it's like, you know, knee deep or shin deep, you don't move very fast in the water. It's a lot faster on the sandy banks, even though it sucks walking on the sand. So this isn't too bad, except that it's a little cold because the sun's not really out. Because the sun would just come out and warm things up. That would be ideal. But I would venture to say we're, oh, there's a big, wow. Look at this big pour off and pool here. Swimming pool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. These cliffs are pretty cool. So I venture we're 2/3 of the way down Death Hollow on the way to the Escalante, and I think when we hit the Escalante we'll get back to dry walking again. So check in later. Another massive dry fall here. That would be spectacular to see. It looks, there's a lot of vegetation. I don't know if it's just from water running off there or if there's actually some sort of seep back in there. It looks, those rocks are wet. I think there's water coming through the rocks. Pretty cool. The confluence with the Escalante River. It's taking a while, but we've done it. We've done it. And as you can see, the majority of the water is coming in from Death Hollow. So, yippee! Now we got, I don't know, 8 miles or something back along the Escalante. So, should be fun. Walking in the Escalante, up it. There's a lot of big, look at that big crack. I'm sure that's a big waterfall at some point. The Escalante River has run dry. There was water upstream and water downstream, but there's no water midstream. So, no idea what's going on. About halfway in the confluence, back to the car, I would say. Big cliffs. The river's still dry. It's gonna start bending, horseshoe bending, alternating ways. The last, I don't know, 3.5 miles. Hit quite a major undercut here. Pretty big, very big. One of the bigger ones I've seen. More shots of the cliffs. The river is coming, bending this way this time. It's just alternating right and left bends. Well, we've made it. Oh, I didn't even realize we passed where those cars were before. We're back. Completed the triangle. The ultimate triangle. Next time we'll have to add a spur onto Boulder. Maybe grab some food at Hell's Backbone Grill. and turn around. So back, weekend is a wrap.